What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gerald from Bank of Gerald here with another video update. Today is Saturday, December the 10th, 2022. Today, we're going to talk about a platform called Hedgefund AI. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into what has recently been going on and kind of my stance on some things. We're going to get in and out of it. Hopefully, we won't take too long talking about this, but I definitely want to make sure I make my stance known and my opinion known, just like we do about everything else going on our docket, whether it be good or whether it be bad. That's what we do. All right. With that being said, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor. All right. I'm just a dude on YouTube showing you guys how I'm cranking out that crypto in many different platforms. Nothing more, nothing less than that. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to be updated and notified about everything going on here at BOJ, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Hedgefund AI. Now, as we all know, those of you that have been involved with Hedgefund AI, since I have been involved with Hedgefund AI, it was a platform that was doing what it was supposed to be doing, was working well. We weren't running into many issues getting people signed up and different things like that because it was on Telegram. So if you had a Telegram, you pretty much could, operate in this opportunity as freely as you wanted to within the confines of what you can deposit, what they were able to give you, and different things of that nature. And because this platform was innovative, right? It was new, and I'm saying was for a reason, because, well, let me preface that. There are most of the functions of this Telegram technology are still working properly as it pertains to Hedgefund AI. As I can tell in my Telegram bot, everything seemed my earnings seem to continuously be coming in and compounding right now and all that great stuff. Deposits seem to work, but here's the problem. The problem is withdrawals do not work. Okay. In this market, and for those of you that may not know this may be your first platform or whatever the case may be. I'm not the oldest person in the game. I haven't been in the game the longest, but there are some things that we look for when a platform is nearing its end, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the first time we've seen these things, and we can't be so naive. We can always be optimistic, right? We can always be optimistic that a platform is going to return to what it was doing before. But when a platform has gone weeks without being able to have a withdrawal, then we really have to have some concerns. Now, for those of you that didn't know, apparently the Telegram community that was originally established was definitely hacked, right? There were some things that happened. I was personally asked by not the owner of Hedgefund AI, but the person that was primarily sharing it with everyone and providing the information. He had asked me to take all my links down. I respected what he said, and I took as many down as I could find, especially the ones that had Hedgefund AI videos out, right? Now, I don't typically do that. Well, let me say it like this. I don't take videos down, right? I don't typically take videos down, even though there are some times where people will go find an old video that I did and they'll make some, they'll have an opinion on the platform, right? And what I try to do in those instances is definitely make sure the link is off of those. So anybody that goes back and watches a Hedgefund AI video that I did that may have been saying some positive things like it's paying and it's working and we're getting our withdrawals fast, all things that used to happen, right? They won't have a link to use to get into the opportunity to make a deposit. We don't want anybody making any deposits. Well, let me say it like this, because I'm starting to sound like I'm telling people what to do, and I'm not trying to. So let me say it like this. I would not suggest, if I was speaking to myself, that I make any more withdrawals based on what I know about this space. If I haven't gotten a withdrawal in weeks, when it was something that I was withdrawing daily from, right? The only thing that I can tell personally, and I'm not an expert per se, but I've seen a lot, right? The only thing that I can tell that was hacked was the community chat. Now, for a platform that supposedly is working worldwide, and this community chat is only tethered to a certain community, right? It's only tethered to, based on what I can tell, one lineage, one person that's at the top, and you know, and I'm not saying he's the fault or anything like that. So let me be clear on that. But when there's supposed to be hundreds of thousands of people in something, or tens of thousands or whatever, and there definitely weren't tens of thousands in this Telegram group that we were communicating in and getting updates from. It was definitely not. Maybe a few hundred, but definitely not in the tens of thousands. When there's no one else talking about this, I don't see any other information online about hedge fund AI except for the people that may have been in the group that I was in, if that. So I start to wonder, okay, is this platform really as vast as it was proclaimed to be? You know, that's just what I wonder. I don't know. In most cases, we don't know when platforms really start. However, what we do know, here's what we do know. Let's get to what we do know. We do know that it's not paying out right now. We do know that the Telegram group community has moved several times. All right. And it's moved several times in a few days. So that's why I have not been pressed to share that information, because I don't think there's any point in, of course, we all want to be updated. And those of you that were in the previous groups, you have the links to the new groups because they were sent out through those other groups. So most of the people that want the information, they're getting the information, and the rest, I guess you can just get it from here. But they have moved from Telegram to Signal, and it seems to be a positive experience in Signal. Like I don't talk a whole lot in Telegram groups. I don't talk a whole lot on these different messaging boards groups for a reason, because I believe that is how you get exposed to scammers that fish you, right? When you start sharing things in the chat about your experiences, it tells scammers about you. Like, so if you say certain things in these chats, and there's scammers in these chats, and they watch you and they're like, okay, let me message them as somebody else or myself or some fake entity that I created and try to fish them because they're having an issue. So for example, let's say, oh, my bot isn't working properly. I have $10,000 in there. Why isn't it working? Say somebody says that in a chat, right? That's not so far-fetched, because people complain, then they want to share too much, like how much they put in, like their instance is more important than anybody else's, right? That's just what happens. And they get fished. You let somebody know that you have $10,000 of capital, which they could fish and say, oh, if they had 10,000 in here, they probably have more somewhere else. Let me go ahead and send them a message and see if I can convince them to send me some money, and I'll help them with their bot. I'll give them assistance on their bot, right? They don't know nothing about your bot. They're just fishing for information, and they're pros at it. So I know we segued into some scammer activity and what that looks like in the space, and not saying, but I said all that to say that would seem to be going on. Now, if our funds are safe, if our funds are not tampered with, then why can't we do withdrawals? So then I thought, okay, maybe they're worried that the scammers have access to different people's bots, right? So I'm probably the most out there person that is in, as far as I can tell, hedge fund AI, right? And my bot has not been affected at all. And I would figure mine is usually, I'm usually the one getting hacked. I'm usually the one that has to reset their passwords because people done tried to guess my password 4,000 times and lock me out of stuff. So just based off my experience, this is why this is important. All of the things that I'm saying right now, just based off the things that I have been through. Okay. Many people have been through many different situations. Some people have come to hedge fund AI not having any success anywhere else. Okay. That's not my story, because we are in platforms that have been around for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, definitely much longer than hedge fund AI has been around for me. So I have a lot of respect for the leadership, Coach Jan, Sean, all those people. I believe they're doing a great job trying to keep the community informed of what's going on, while trying to handle all the negative comments that are coming through, and people, I want to say creating FUD, but really in all actuality, as the time gets longer and longer and longer, it becomes less and less FUDish and more factual. And not saying that everything that's FUD is a fact, but what I am saying is the longer that hedge fund AI takes to start paying out, the more it starts looking like a hype. And the more we have to say, okay, well, let's get back to the rules that we set, right? We never want to over leverage. We never want to put more in any platform that we're willing to lose, right? So did I do that? Did I put more than I was willing to lose? Now, me personally, I put over $50,000 worth of crypto into Hedgefund AI, right? And I'm not pissed. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I was using it for what it was, and it was an opportunity. And, you know, everyone knows that watches this channel. I just share my journey. So people that decide to jump in and use the link, they're making their own decisions. Some people are going to say what they want to say about, oh, you're leading sheep to the whatever and this, that, and the third. The sooner we all become accountable for our own decisions, the better, ladies and gentlemen. And when platforms go down, that is not so new in this space. We have to understand that that happens. I literally say this all the time. A platform can be here today and gone tomorrow. And I've seen communities come together and try to rally around the comeback of a platform. That happened to me in Watermine. It happened to me in MetaVerse. It happened to me in Gorali. It happened to me in so many different platforms. This is no different, ladies and gentlemen. This is just another opportunity to really learn, right? And if this platform comes back, then it's doing something that 99% of the platforms that go away can't do. And that deserves to be applauded. And then if that day comes, if they start saying, hey, we're going to start paying out again, withdrawals are fine, we have fixed the leak, the scammer, whatever, the hack, whatever's going on, we have fixed it, we have secured everything, and we're going to start allowing withdrawals again. And that'd be great, because it seems like if there was that big of a problem, they would have halted everything and said, we're not going to take any deposits. We're not going to do any trading or whatever. We're going to halt things, make sure security is fine, and then we're going to work on getting those withdrawals back. But we haven't even heard anything from the platform owners, like nothing, absolutely nothing. We're waiting on updates from people that were pretty much just promoting the platform. And let me talk about one other red flag that we do see in the space. And this was a red flag that was told to me by one of my mentors back in February when I was talking about IPC and was excited about what IPC was doing, understanding the risk still. We understand the risk. That's what we know platforms can go away. But I got a note from my mentor, and it's like, watch out for HYIPS, because what HYIPS will do is they'll start promoting this new promotion, this new bonus, this new that, this time sensitive this new thing where they can, get you to take advantage of the bonus. And pretty soon after that, they're gone. So I didn't pay too much attention to this airdrop stuff that was going on because I wasn't that tied into the community other than to, make sure everything was running smoothly. I just cared about the Telegram bot. I didn't care too much about an airdrop or anything like that. I just wanted the bot to continue to crank out passive earnings for me. I had compounded for a while, and then I started to withdraw every day, right? As you start to withdraw, you're hoping that that continues on. So that's all I was focused on. I wasn't focused on any airdrop. I did take advantage of an Ethereum bonus. I did do that so that I could, say I want to earn more Ethereum. This was a platform that I was fairly confident was going to be here long enough for me to make a profit. And while that did not exactly happen, it was long enough for me to have confidence in the bonus that I took advantage of. I didn't see it as a red flag. I didn't see it as something that I'd be worried about. But that is just it happens in the space. And I am not going to be the one to act like it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I want Hedgefund AI to work. Let me get that fair and straight out there. I did things that I don't normally do. And I'm still considering taking some of the videos down, even though I don't do that, because that's a part of my journey. I don't tell anybody what to do. I just show them what I'm doing. All right. And that's why I feel very comfortable. There's people telling me, oh, you're the reason why a platform goes away. You're the reason. Well, maybe I'll be the reason why platforms get better security too. Maybe because they know there's going to be someone out here talking about this opportunity. If they allow him to, which they did allow me to, they'd have no problem with me putting it on, sharing my journey as long as people were coming in and making deposits, right? Support told me keep up the good work. They told me that, right? But now when they get hacked, I didn't hear nothing from support when they get hacked. Well, I'm seeing little text, little test messages. Some of y'all have seen the little test messages, and you know, that was, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of detracting because I'm getting a little bit beside myself. But as I gain my composure again, right, as I get myself back together, Hedgefund AI has stopped paying as of right now. I hope that I can come back and do a video about Hedgefund AI and say that it has regained the ability to withdraw. Till then, I do not advise anybody to make any more deposits. The leadership, thank God, has also not advised anyone to make any deposits, even though the deposit feature seems to still be available to use, which I also don't like. If I click deposit right now, it'll ask me which cryptocurrency I want to deposit. Everything will come up as usual. It sends me a wallet address still. But as far as I'm concerned, we have not been able to withdraw. So the team is still holding, they're still holding meetings. They're still holding Zoom calls. I have not been on one. So out of fairness for the leadership that is responsible for doing these calls, I don't know exactly what they're talking about. I don't believe they're actively trying to still promote this platform as something that new people should be depositing in as a platform. And for just ignorance sake, because I'm ignorant to what they're talking about, I'll stop right there. I don't know what they're talking about, but those of you that have access to those Zoom calls, listen in. If you feel like dropping what they've been talking about in the comments, feel free to enlighten me. I have not gotten on a call yet. I just haven't had the time. Hopefully the time will come where I'll be able to tune in and listen to what the next steps are. Hopefully this is a community of people at Hedgefund AI that is diversified. They understand that this space is very risky and that they don't do anything crazy if they find out that their funds are not going to be accessible and that they won't get them. I know that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to act crazy when if they decide to say that the platform is not paying anymore. We're going to move on. We're going to move on and talk about the things that are working and like we've been doing for a year and a half now. We're going to keep on doing what we've been doing. This is just my journey. I don't mean to sound selfish, but it is what it is. Everyone has the ability to create a platform that they want to create and how they want to create it. And this platform is going to be based on accountability. I have to be accountable for everything that I decide to do, right? I took $50,000 of my own crypto, which I could say is out of my family's mouth and out of my family's pocket, my household's pocket, put it into a platform. I took the risk. So at the end of the day, if it doesn't pan out, I have to stand up and say, hey, I need to do something else, put other plans in place. But I would never do something so irresponsible as to harm myself or anybody in my family because of anything like this. Or put myself or put my family in the position to be harmed in the first place. Because we have to understand the rules. You never want to over leverage and put yourself in a position where you're putting all your ducks into one platform. No, that's not how we maneuver. It's not how we maneuver, ladies and gentlemen. Not here at BOJ. It's not how we roll. So, of course, I've mentioned this before, but I will continue to hope the best for Hedgefund AI. As for me, I believe that I've seen enough red flags to say, hey, this is probably not paying anymore. I don't know that to be a fact. Only time will tell. And hopefully they don't remove me from any groups because they see this video or anything like that. Because I'd love to know if the platform comes back and starts paying so I can put my foot in my mouth and say, ladies and gentlemen, this platform has come back. I'd love to say that. I have no problem saying that at all. But based on what I've seen and experienced in my time in this space, I do not believe that Hedgefund AI will be making a comeback. I definitely don't think that anybody should be depositing any more money into Hedgefund AI, even though the auto deposit function is seeming to be working. Maybe that's the only thing I'll keep on and running. because if it's going to actually come back, I'd like to just go ahead and redeposit everything that I'm making right now so that when it does come back, I'm making that much more. But like I said before, I've seen plenty of red flags in the space, and I've seen enough red flags from Hedgefund AI. And I hope they don't try to shift no blame on me for this happening. I know there's been some rumblings that, oh, YouTubers are ruining this for everybody. We don't keep things private enough. We always talking about everything and this, that, and the third. And that may be your opinion. And that may be what's going on. We may be the reasons why platforms are getting hacked and scammed. But maybe in the future will be the reasons why platforms beef up their security the best that they can before they go out and provide services and opportunities to the world, because you can't expect good news to not travel. Of course, we can expect bad news to travel, but good news travels too. It may travel a little bit slower, may travel at its own pace. It could travel fast, depending on how important that good news is to the masses. But when I find something good, I try to talk about it. And I have been told by leadership to take down my own personal links. So I've done that to the best that I feel I can. And I won't be taking down my videos because that is a part of my journey. And anyone that understands this channel will understand that. And anyone that doesn't understand this channel, you will learn to understand that. One platform does not make BOJ. And if they were to tell me that I'm being uncompliant, I would say, well, hey, send me my money back and I won't talk about Hedgefund AI anymore. But that's just me ranting and talking. This is just another platform. This is just another opportunity. It could be here today and gone tomorrow. That's the facts of the space. So with that being said, please, please, please put your 2FA on all the platforms that will allow you and all your wallets, because crypto is indeed the wild, wild west, y'all. And if you ain't strapped, you're bound to get hacked. Ask me how I know. It's not very fun at all. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want to be updated and notified about everything going on here at BOJ, make sure you hit the notification bell as well. This again is Hedgefund AI. I believe it has stopped paying. I think I have seen enough from it. Of course, we will continue to be watching it and seeing what happens with it. But based on what I've seen and know, this platform is probably done paying. And I will be glad to put my foot in my mouth and say that it is not done paying if it proves that it can come back in a reasonable time frame. Even if it's not reasonable, if they come back in like 6 months and I'm able to withdraw from what I've been compounding from that 6 months, then we'll have some really, really, really good stories to tell. But at the end of the day, I've seen enough. All right. Peace out. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch. The link is in the description below. Make sure you get on there. We have some pretty good conversations. I've been having more people from the channel come on and say hi. We've been talking about some crypto stuff, which has made me lose some of my Madden games, but it's all good. It just makes me a better Madden player, right? Being able to focus on two things at once. But anyway, this is Hedgefund AI, and hopefully I'll have some good news to bring next time, but this might be the last one, last video, unless I get into some trouble. Then we'll talk about the trouble I get in. All right. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.